Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video we will have one common React interview question, that is the star rating component. So as you can see, we have our star rating component and here we have 5 stars. So upon hovering over them, the color should be changed. As you can see, as we are hovering over the stars, the color is getting changed and the rating should get locked upon clicking. So if I click the third star, to see the rating got locked in the third star, and again upon hovering where color is getting changed. So if I click this time the fourth star, the rating got locked to the fourth star. And we also have the option to reset the star rating. So see, so how to create this? So let's dive into our code. So let us have our star rating component. So I'll be using a shortcut, that is RFCE. So we have our functional component. Then I'm using React fragments. So the first thing first, we need to have those stars, right? So how to have them? So you can install Font Awesome library, or if you don't want to install that, you can simply copy this to script tags that I have. I will provide this in the description. As you can see, these two script tags, you just need to have this script tag in your index.html, and then simply to have those star, just go to Font Awesome and here search for the star and simply copy this. Then go to your code again and simply paste this. So see, we got a star, but the star should be clickable, right? So instead of this, we can have our button instead of class, just class name. So now as you can see, the star is clickable. So the first thing, just copy these two and paste that in your index.html and simply go to the Font Awesome website and copy this part, the class name, that is fs solid fs star. So you will have your star. So now let's have one div. So now we need to create array to have those star, because with the help of id we will change their colors. So to create an array, I'm using array constructor, that's simply array, and if I want 5 stars, I will simply write 5. It means the number of stars you want, you simply need to write that. So simply 5 star. So this is basically a constructor. It will create an array with empty slots. So you can assume that. So this constructor array, that is array of 5, it will create an array with empty slots. So it would be something like this. So it would be 5 empty elements. So we need to use a spread operator like this. What it will do, it will convert those empty elements into iterable elements like this. Undefined 5 times, as we cannot iterate over the empty elements. So we need to convert those empty elements. So with the help of spread operator, we created an array with 5 slots now, undefined. And now we use map method, as instead of writing this 5 times the button, we will simply use the map method. So that will create the array of this button like star ratings. So instead of hard coding this, we will use map method. So simply what we did, we used constructor array which created empty elements, and to use map method we converted those empty elements into iterable elements. As map method cannot iterate over empty elements, so we used spread operator in the map method, and simply instead of hard coding this button plenty of times, we will simply use this map method. It will create 5 buttons for us. So see, let's have one heading as simply a star rating. So we have our 5 stars. Now we need to have those color changes upon clicked and hovering. So the map method, the first parameter is the current value that we don't need. We need only the ID. So we left the first part, that is the current value, with an underscore as we want only the ID. So now we have the ID, and with the help of this ID, we will change the color. So we just need to have conditional styling. It means we will simply have, here we have 2 stylings, like one styling would be the uncolored part, that is the color would be simply gray, that is initially, and upon being clicked or hover, the color would be changed to gold, that is yellowish I think. So we will conditionally add this class names. So let's give this ID as star button, and I have some basic styling like the uncolored part and the colored part, and some basic styling for our star buttons, like I removed the background and cursor would be pointer and all. So let me add my CSS file. As you can see, we have got some basic styling. So now we just need to conditionally add this class names. So I will do. So we will have our use state hook. So one use state for our rating, it means when the star is being clicked for that. So let's give the name of the variable as rating, and the function would be set rating. So initial value would be 0, as we need to play with the ID, right? So initial value 0. So this state variable would be used when stars will be clicked, like logged rating. And one more state variable as for hovering. So hover and set hover. So this will be used for our hover. So now we need to somehow have the ID of those stars which are being clicked or hover. It means if I click the third star, I need to get the ID of this third star, that is 3. And with the help of ID only, we will have conditional styling. So how to get their ID? So simply a event listener, that is on click. We need the ID. Okay. When the stars are being clicked, we need the ID of the star. So simply the function that is handle click. Simply we will pass the ID. And here we need to define that handle click function. So here we will grab that ID. Let me just console log and show you. So don't worry about this warning. As in this map method, we should always have a key prop that should be equal to simply the ID. Now this error will not come. So see. So we want the IDs, right? So if I click the third star, see, ID of the star being clicked, that is 2, as ID starts from 0, 1 and 2. If I click the fourth star, the ID would be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So see, the ID of the star being clicked is 3. So we got the ID, right? So now instead of consoling this, we need to set, and as ID starts from 0, so we will have ID plus 1. It means if the third star is being clicked, the rating should be 3, not 2, as ID would be 0, 1 and 2. So ID plus 1. So here we got the rating, and simply for hovering, we need to have one more event, listeners, that is on mouse enter. And this time also we need to get the ID, so function would be handle mouse enter, and simply we will pass the ID, and here we will define that function, that is handle mouse enter, and here we will pass the ID. This time we need to set the ID to this hover state variable. So set hover would be ID plus 1 again. So now if I click the star, I will have that star ID, and if I hover over the stars, for that also we will have the ID. So we got the ID. Now what we need to do, with the help of this ID, we will have some conditional styling here of this button. So we need to have one condition, that is, you need to remember this condition, that is active rating would be math.max. It means we will take the maximum of the rating and hover. I will explain you this part, don't worry. So I will have this condition, and here I need to have conditional styling. So to have that, I'll be using template literals. So this class name is for our star, FS solid, FS star. So we need to have conditional styling. So to have that, we need to check one condition, that is ID is equal to our active rating or not. If that is the case, if the ID is less than the active rating, that is, here we have this condition. So if that is the case, then we will have this class, that is colored, else uncolored. So don't worry about this condition, I will show you. To see, upon hovering, the color is getting changed, and if I click this, see, the rating got locked, and again hovering and locked. Let me explain this condition. So let's say if I click the third star, okay, so that time if I click the third star, that time the ID would be 2. So based on this condition, that is active rating, so we have the ID 2 and the third star is being clicked, so the rating would be as we have ID plus 1, so the rating would be 2 plus 1, that is 3, and here we have the max of rating and hover, so the rating would be 3, So the hover would be 0, the rating would be 3. So we will take the maximum. So 3, 0. So the active rating would be 3. And here we have the condition. That is, if the ID is less than the active rating, then we will have the colors. So as ID is 2, which is less than the active rating, that is 3. So this condition would be true. And as we are using the map method, so what it will do, it will check for each IDs this condition. That is, this condition, the ID less than active rating. So that condition would be checked for each ID. It means for ID 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 0 less than 3. Yes, the first star will have color. Similarly, 1 less than 3, 2 less than 3. But 3 is not less than 3. So the stars with this ID, that is 0, 1, 2, will have colors, and the ID greater than this won't have the color. So let me show you one quick condition for hovering also. So let's say this time I hovered over the fourth star. So the hover would be ID plus 1. So I hovered over the fourth star. So the ID would be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So the ID is 3. Hover would be 3 plus 1, 4. Then again that condition. This time we have rating as 3 and hover as 4. So the active rating would be 4 and ID is 3. So that condition, ID less than active rating. So ID is 3, active rating is 4. So again it will be checked for each ID, like 0 less than 1, 0 less than 4, 1 less than 4, 2 less than 4, 3 less than 4, but 4, this condition will be false. This 4 condition will be true. So the stars with the ID 0, 1, 2, 3 will have color upon hovering, as we have this. And the ID which is not less than the active rating will not have color. So this way we will have conditional styling. So you need to remember this condition. That is, you need to take the maximum of the rating and the hover and similarly check whether it is greater than the ID or not. If so, it will have colors. If that is not the case, then simply uncolored. And simply we need to have a reset button. So button with on click event listener. So handle reset rating. And we need to define this handle reset. Simply set rating and set hover to 0. Set rating to 0. Set hover to 0. So here we have our reset rating. If I click the third star is locked. Then again reset. Then again locked. Again reset. And if you notice one thing, now what is happening? If I am hovering over the stars and if I removing the pointer from somewhere else like this, the color is remaining there. It is getting a kind of lock that we don't want. See, it is getting locked. It should be locked only upon clicking, not upon hovering. To again remove, we need to go there and remove like this. That is not a good thing. So what we can have, as here we have our container for our stars. What we can do, we can add event listener as on mouse leave. It means if we leave the container of that button, let me show you first. handle, mouse, leave. And we need to define this. Simply handle, mouse, leave. So we have our event listener in the container of these stars. So now what will happen? So if I hover over the star and if I leave the container, see, the color is getting removed. So I hovered over the fourth star, and if I remove the cursor from the container, see, the color is getting removed. The third star got locked upon clicking, and again hovering is getting colored, and again it's getting removed, the color. See. So this is how we can create our star rating component. So I hope you understood about this star rating component in a much better way. So see you all in the next one. Till then, take care.